Sends one to the right, and we are tied. That ball is long.
We need to talk about this era baseball. This ball is going.
The 2-2. Got him, strike 3. Colorado wins 5-2.
Especially with the fielder speed being slowed down and adding that shortstop position, it creates a different aspect to the game than what the game probably was past seasons before, where the game kind of changes and it can be a small ball game, not just a home run. Of course, home runs are always good, but it puts a big impact on bat to ball and getting base hits now. So I think this is a good change for FWA. I think JNA and me, including the staff, have done a great job with the new changes that have happened in the league.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah, I feel like honestly the sweet spot is a little bit different now. So if you saw like last season a lot of home runs were hit, now it's like less homers and more singles and RBIs. We saw a triple yesterday by IEB, but I mean it just goes to show that the hitting has kind of changed a lot. And the pitching has more been, I think it's, to me, the pitching has been more dependent. But look at the standings. I mean, the D-backs are just absolutely crazy. They're like 6-2 right now. How do you feel about your team so far?
Yeah, our team has been really good, actually, and I think that comes where the fact, I want to start with our batting. Our top hitters, I'm going to go hitters who have had above 10 at-bats here. So it'd be me, Ghosty, Brisk, Bellinger, and Volt. We have all contributed in high batting average. I'm batting a 455 in 12 at-bats. That's the same with Ghosty. Brisk is batting a 632. I guess we can get to him in a minute. The former cadet that we just picked up. Bellinger with a 667. And of course, 4 home runs for Bellinger, and Volt 375. He's gotten a few hits and 2 home runs. I think our team is able to hit the ball effectively. Our team is batting, out of all of us, we're batting an exact 500. It ain't the best in the league, but it's third. But where I'm going to get to this is our pitching side of things, because our pitching is really good. I don't know how updated the stat sheet is I'm looking at right now. However, pitching wise, we are really good. We have good pitching. Top 3 lockdown starters: Brisk, me, and Volt, and you can also include Belly. So we honestly just have a really good, solid lineup and everything. Like, we're not the best number 1 top. Of course, we're that in the standings, but we're kind of in the middle. But we're so balanced and good in our hitting and pitching that it's not lopsided, and we're able to win games.
Yeah, you guys have had a very interesting schedule too, and you guys are playing, today is the 4th, so you guys are playing the Lightning, and no, you guys are playing the Cowboys today, actually, on the 7th. How do you think about that game? How do you fare in that game against the Cowboys?
Well, the Cowboys, they're going to come out and they're going to want to play for something. They just got swept in a series where they played the worst team in the league, in the Cleveland Cadets. Where the Cadets, I mean, that's kind of a shocking sweep, because that's a series they just lost. Brisk, however, able to clutch up. Is that the trade maybe that can turn this team around? But like I said, Colorado, let's stay with them. They're coming off a tough sweep. They gave up 9 runs to the Cadets in both games. They only scored 1 in both. So that's kind of a frustrating loss. And you know that team's going to want to rebound. They're going to come out and they're going to want to play for something. And of course, like you said, we do play them. Yeah, we do play them. We're on the road playing them tonight, so they're going to have something to play for. But we're going to try our best, and we're going to try and win that game tonight, because it's a series we need to win. Of course, looking at the standings wise, we want to make sure we have a substantial lead. Of course, the Lightning are starting a little late off for their games, just because one of their opening series got rescheduled. But this is going to be a big series tonight. This team is not, they're 2-4 currently, and it's a game we're gonna have to win. We're 5-1. We gotta win. Getting the 1 seed will be a crucial path, and beating teams like this, we would need to do. Teams that are struggling.
Yeah, and to get that corrected, the Diamondbacks were 5-1. Standings wise, Diamondbacks are 5-1. The Lightning, like you said, they just started late. They're 2-0. Steamrollers are 3-3. Cowboys are 2-4. The Cadets, they're 2 wins, which were yesterday. They beat Colorado. They did not have all their players. Murphy wasn't there. He was asleep. Camden played. Bars played. And I think someone else did play. I forgot who it was. I think it was Phantom. But they had 3 players. They didn't really do well. They ended up losing a series. They almost won game 2. Camden had a home run in that game. But it didn't work out at the end. And talking about the Cadets, we were on the move on the Cadets. And they have gotten a trade. They had that trade where they got Anti and Clutch. And we were talking about the possible chance that this could be the turnaround. Do you think this will be the turnaround for them?
It really depends, in my opinion. Of course, I'm gonna go back and look at this trade. You get Anti, Clutch, and Jaws. Jaws not on the server. She left. Arizona, we got Brisk. That was really the main for the trade. Is the main of this trade was Ante and Brisk, thrown in a few extra guys, and of course, Clutch, a Hall of Famer. The question is his activity. Can he be active? It could potentially. This was a trade that was not actually brought clear to us. We heard it was being made, but we never knew that Anti would leave, and Anti wasn't really a player I wanted to leave. I'm gonna leave that here. Like, I'm glad we got Brisk back. However, Ante is just such a really good hitter. 571, but he's able to hit home runs, and he would electrify our team. One of the big reasons we got the World Series ring last year. I kind of wish a little more thought went into this trade, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna have to. I didn't think we'd trade Ante away. Really good player, but we got him back, but we gave him away right fast. Like I said, that they called that a blockbuster deal. It's going to depend on activity, though. Will Anti be able to stay active? If he does, that we'll have to see how Brisk plays. But this could be a potential loss for my team, depending on how Brisk can hit the ball.
For my side of the diamond, I played on the Cadets, and we didn't know that was going to come down to be either. I was kind of on the brink of. I was an AM at the time for them. And we were thinking about trading Brisk because it was just like, at the time, it was like we didn't really want him to be on a team that was at the time 0-6. So we decided on a trade. But on the side of D-backs, I just think Volt, like you said, should have took more thought into trading Anti and Clutch. Both of them clear Hall of Famers. Anti a long history of home runs and all that type of stuff, and Clutch as well. He's a Hall of Famer. He's played throughout his time, but I think that, again, Clutch should have took a little more time to think about it. Maybe trade someone else that wouldn't be on the Mendoza line as Anti. But yeah, like, we'll just see. To me, I don't think it changes. I think that the Cadets were really hyped as yesterday because they won, but again, I don't think they are playing they didn't play a real team yet. I think their real team is against the actual Cowboys team on the 6th, but then they'll be playing the Steamrollers on the 5th. They lost to the Steamrollers opening day, so we'll see what happens. So,
yeah, but just want to say a stat line real quick for Brisk as well.
Mm-hmm.
As well as there could be a high risk for this signing, also a high reward. Brisk last night against Chicago, game 1, 2 home runs. He did give up 6 runs on the mound, did not record a strikeout. A little iffy right there. Of course, Volt, just looking at the stat line, pitched last night. Brisk also had a home run. So, Brisk, a really good hitter. I think it can be a really good trade. We just got to make sure Brisk stays off suspension, doesn't get suspended again for something like he did before, and that he can just continue to hit the ball well.
Agreed. I think he'll have to work on his pitching, because when he was with the Cadets, it was really difficult for him to stay in games. I mean, especially the final game of the series versus the Lightning in game 2, he just was giving up a bunch of hits. That was just weird, especially the Cavs walk-off, which was an outside pitch that Cavs managed to hit. But I think that if Brisk stays on that road of just hitting, and I think pitching would be a factor they'll have to continue in the season, then maybe he'll still be, as at this point, still one of the best hitters in pitchers in the game, but we'll see what happens. You got anything else you want to say? And this one.
This is probably gonna be a really good season. Of course, JNA mentioned that there's a prize on the line for the winner. Everyone right now is still in it with the cadet sweep last night, so everyone still's got a shot. But this is gonna be a pretty good season. I think the new rule changes they've really improved the gameplay.
I agree. My final say on this, I agree. The rules have kind of put FWA, not necessarily teams, but the teams and FWA on the map. And I think that this season is going to be a pretty good season for a lot of teams. There is an elimination this year, so depending on what happens within the last 3 teams or the last 4 teams comes down to the final games of the season, but we don't exactly know. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. So that's going to do it for the podcast. Thank you for being here. We'll see you guys next time. Actually, tonight. Are you streaming tonight? It's
I'm not sure yet. Not sure.
It's a game at 8. It's Chicago Lightning. After you guys play, so I don't know. I'll probably stream out. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Suns won the right, and we are tied. That ball is long.
We need to talk about this era. Baseball. This ball is going.
The 2-2. Got him, strike 3. Colorado wins 5-2.